Welcome back to Florida Powerboat Club's channel. To all of our YouTube viewers, this is Stu Jones, and we have got the final presentation of episode number 6 with feature coverage of the Florida Powerboat Club's Miami Boat Show Poker Run, celebrating 25 years of this historic event that began way back in 1996. And if you didn't catch our last episode, well, let's just get you guys up to speed. We were joining the Friday departure group. Remember, there was a group on Thursday and then again on Friday, about 25 boats, and we had just left Grove Harbor Marina, where we picked up a few more boats and a poker card, and we were out onto these choppy Biscayne waters heading south towards Key Largo. So it's going to be fast and furious for these next few minutes, and just look at the chop that David Carey is pounding through in this Midnight Express 37 model Team Hard 8s, and a little bit of a hard ride today, but the girls are having fun. It's not very often that we see conditions like this in Biscayne Bay, but occasionally in the winter months, and remember now it's the middle of February, we get these winds from the north or from the northwest, and they tend to kick up Biscayne Bay, especially when they get up into the 25 mile an hour range. Well, of course, these offshore powerboats are built for these rigorous conditions, but you know, like anybody else, we are fair weather boaters. We like a smooth ride, and the good news is this is only about 40 miles of running before we get into the smooth, protected waters of the upper Florida Keys. Now let's catch up with our newest members, Brad and Marion Buckholz from Central Florida, in this 36-foot Everglades. They call it a 360 model, and they are just crushing through these waves. You know, this is not just your average center console. Anyone who knows about powerboats knows an Everglades is an overbuilt, extremely well-built, and heavy boat. And at 12,000 pounds dry, they're probably packing about 15 to 16,000 pounds. And just look at the way this 36-foot Everglades just crushes these waves. They're not having a rough ride. They're actually having a smooth ride in that cockpit, just sitting there and going, you know what? It may look rough from the outside, but we're on cruise control here on the inside. Of course, they have a lot of other features on this cockpit, and at the helm you can see all that isinglass that wraps around most all of the T-top from port to starboard, so they're not getting a drop of that spray on them right now. And of course, the only other option to plowing through the waves is to get up and ride on top of the waves, and that's what these catamarans do. Mark and Susan Monroe in their 360 Right Performance Cat, not setting any speed records today, but certainly managing these waves. And another team that's putting on a great show, Tim Gallagher operating this brand new Deep Impact 369 model, which is the new kid on the block, and you know, rightfully so. Remember, this is an event that showcases the newest and the latest in the performance boating world. So with these close-up shots from the helicopter, it's really a great opportunity for people to see how well this boat runs in the rough water. And I think that's what's great about this event, because so many manufacturers have come out to this event, and for the most part we have really smooth and nice conditions, but every once in a while, to get into some rough chop, it really gives us an opportunity to showcase these boats for really what they're built for. And there's no question that a Deep Impact is built for the rigors of offshore powerboating. I've had plenty of opportunity to ride around in so many Deep Impacts, 36-foot models and 39-foot models, all throughout the Florida Keys and offshore to the Bahamas in much worse conditions than this. And I can say that it really is a boat that can take a pounding, and your body doesn't take a pounding either, because the boat is built so well. It's a very heavy layup, so at the end of the day you don't feel like you just got run over by a tractor trailer. And I think one of the biggest selling features of this new 369 model is that it picked up all of the design elements of its big brother, the Deep Impact 399, which was wildly popular. They built so many of them already in the last 3 or 4 years. And it was the first event for Rudy DiPietro and his crew here with this 42 Renaissance Prowler, a boat that's built in Miami. First time I've really seen one, all of 42 feet, wide beam, 4 Mercury Racing 450Rs. What an impressive boat. And we saw a lot more of this boat in some previous episodes. Brandon Mayer in his brand new 40-foot Mystic Cat powered by twin Mercury 450Rs. And a nice scenic shot of these shoals that are just off the north side of Soldier Key as the helicopter signs off, heads back to Fort Lauderdale. But we're not letting the FPC video crew off that easily. We're going to continue full coverage of this event using this aerial drone camera while our videographer Joe walks around the docks and gets some close-up views of all the boats as they dock here at Gilbert's for lunch. And I do want to shout out to our drone team, Andre and also Joe, who's flying today. They are very accomplished as certified drone pilots, and it just keeps getting better. So let's enjoy this welcome segment as all the boats come in from Barnes Sound into Jewfish Creek, which we like to think of as unofficially the gateway to the Florida Keys as they settle in at Gilbert's now for lunch. So let's enjoy this segment as we welcome the teams. And of course, here's a nice scene that we're all very accustomed to seeing on this YouTube channel when we join the Florida Powerboat Club, and that is settling in at Gilbert's for lunch, which I think is without a doubt the most popular place for boaters as they arrive here in the Florida Keys, and you can see why. They've done a fantastic job of redoing all of their docks, and it's the stronger docks have given us more opportunity to raft the boats out farther. You still have to be very careful about how you do this, guys. We like to put boats together that are equally matched. You have to get the fenders out, but of course they added these fingers. They used to have these dinky little short fingers that weren't very good for anything, but now they've extended them, and you can see that even big boats like these big 43 Midnights and these Cats can come in here. Even that 50 Skater can come in here and tie up with fenders and get at least 3 pilings to tie up to, and that's pretty much all you need. And that has made our arrival here with the poker runs so much more convenient. I think everyone would agree that Gilbert's just keeps getting better as they continue to improve the property. And as far as the food goes, well, it speaks for itself. I've never had a bad meal at Gilbert's, and the guys there work so hard to take care of the Florida Powerboat Club, and they really love it when we come here. So it's a win-win for everybody when we visit Gilbert's. So you have to compare now what you're seeing here 10 minutes later from when we started the show, when you saw those rough sea conditions. It almost looked like there was going to be a storm, but now you're in these really calm, protected waters here just off of Blackwater Sound at the docks at Gilbert's, and everything's really calm. And that's the way it's going to be for the rest of the weekend. And Gilbert's here actually came to the rescue for some of us who had a little bit of trouble docking at our destination because the docks at Playa Largo Resort and Baker Ski Resort were very exposed to the north winds, and they were bumpy. So some of the manufacturers that were concerned about their boats, some of our club members, I suggested that if you really don't want to deal with worrying about your boat, why don't you just leave it here at Gilbert's? And you know, the team at Gilbert's were fine with that. They didn't charge much. You could see how protected it is here. It really doesn't matter what the conditions are, what the winds are. It's always going to be this calm here at Gilbert's, with the exception of a little bit of current. It's just a great place to tie your boat up and have a safe harbor. And it's a great time to now just quickly shout out to our safety management team. First of all, Team Seakeeper for bringing along our Miami-Dade Fire Rescue team on board their Boston Whaler Seakeeper demo boat. And they did this 2 days in a row, if some of you can remember from the last episode. So a big shout out to all the safety management team. As we now wander into Gilbert's, let's find out how everybody's doing and what's on the menu.
Some people would say this just a poker run. Well, it's not just a poker run. It's the 25th anniversary of the Miami Boat Show Poker Run, which began years ago as a manufacturer's rally. And just in keeping with that tradition, look around me now and you're going to see all brand new boats from all of the key manufacturers and, of course, the sponsors of our club. Looking to my left here, a brand new Midnight Express 43 with 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. Walk on down the line, a brand new Cigarette, a 42 Huntress, a brand new Deep Impact 399 quad 450s, another Cigarette there, quad 400s. Beyond that, a brand new Mystic with triple, actually quad, that's right, 300s. They went with the other motors from the Mercury brand. And on the outside, of course, you've got a Statement with brand new Mercury power as well. And this is just the beginning. We haven't even talked about all the outboard cats and all the performance V-bottoms here on this event. Today, altogether, 25 boats ran in a very, very rough chop coming down through Biscayne Bay. I think we all got a little wet, and it certainly tested our seamanship. I know I got a little bit wet, but on that side of the boat. But from now on in, it's going to be smooth sailing here along these bay waters. We only have 10 miles to go to our resorts at Playa Largo and to Baker's Cay. Some of us are at Mariners Club, which is going to be on the ocean side, so we get to take that cool ride through Marvin Adams Pass, Largo Sound, onto the ocean side, which today is flat and calm. So today we're going to give that a shot as well. Altogether, about 55 boats on the run, about 250 people down for a festive weekend in the Florida Keys, when in the beautiful February weather. That's right, middle of February, blue skies, temperatures well into the 80s when the rest of you guys at home are freezing your asses off. Well, you know what? There's no excuse for that. You just got to come and join us next time.
And as we began to wrap up lunch, it was time to get back on the boats and start getting ready for that big 10-mile journey that we're going to take to the other end of Key Largo. But I always love just sitting here watching these drone images because it still is a beautiful day. And I like the fact that we can really get close in on the boats and check them out and see all the differences, like Brad and Marion here in this Everglades 360. I think it's the first one that we've had on a club event, I don't know, maybe ever. So I think it's great that we're starting to see new manufacturers and different styles of boats. I mean, here's a perfect example. I'm looking here at this Wright Performance Cat, tied up to a Statement center console and then a Mystic center console, another row of cats in front of that. And, these center consoles become like a little party platform for everybody. You can finish up your lunch at Gilbert's and come on back to the boat and turn up the stereo and just relax and enjoy the day. Look at how beautiful it is outside. And I'm just observing, this stunning diamond flooring that David has in his Midnight Express and the craftsmanship in all the upholstery, especially the stitching in those seats up front. Okay, I'm not looking at the seats, you guys, and neither are you. But once again, the moral of the story, and what did we all learn from this? That is, if you own a Performance Center console, you have a platform to have all of your spirited friends on board, and chances are you're just going to have a fun weekend no matter where you go. But today it's fun for David Carey and his group, as well as all of these other Florida Powerboat Club members, because there's different strokes for different folks. And for some of us, it's just being out with the family and enjoying the poker run. And for others, it's getting together with all your friends and just getting out of the cold. Remember, it's the middle of February right now. And some of us, like Brandon and his team, well, we're from Florida, so we're kind of spoiled to begin with. But for anybody who's coming from Canada or the northeastern states or from the Midwest, you guys are coming out of a cold winter curse, which is pretty much every winter from November to March. And being here on the run, even if it's a little windy or cloudy, just arriving here at Baker's Cay Resort means you're going to have your boat tied up very soon and eventually be checked in here at the hotel and enjoying the Florida Keys in the middle of February. And just a little flyby from Mark and Eileen in their Deep Impact 399. It's all about getting the boats settled now into the marina here at Baker's Cay Resort. Good to have a first mate who can go steal or bore a fender from somebody, because it's very important to get the boats tied up properly. You can see this is not the most conventional dock. They've got all basically pilings here that you sandwich the boat in between the pilings, nose it up to the dock, and then you got to spring the boat so that the fiberglass pointy end doesn't bang into that concrete dock. But if you do it right, you won't have any problems. It's just a little windy from the north, and we want all of our teams to make sure their boats are tied up safely. And just a little background about Baker's Cay Resort is one of 2 resort properties we're visiting this weekend. And it's a resort that was closed after the Hurricane Irma, had a lot of damage. It reopened and they did a complete restyle on it. Turned out great. Everyone was very happy with the product. It's a Courier Collection property with the Hilton brand, and they've done a wonderful job. The banquet facilities were first class. They had everything all set up nicely for our Friday night party. And we started off with a little happy hour here, cocktails and watching the video from the day, so that's always fun. And of course, we had our prizes out on the table. Not a huge event. We had some decent prizes thanks to our sponsors, some AOL cooler bags and a lot of swag that was given by our event sponsors. Jackie and Miss Marissa, they're handling all the cards. And it really was a perfect-sized event. Not everybody made it out to play their cards, but they did have a wonderful dinner and a buffet set up. Remember, this was pre-COVID, so we still had buffets back then. Imagine that. As always, while the poker hands were being played out, it was time to award our sponsors, starting out with Mark and Eileen Fisher from Team Deep Impact Blackwater, Boats Direct USA. And the star of this party was this brand new Deep Impact 369, seen here riding along with her sister ship, the Deep Impact 399. And of course, both boats were featured recently at the Miami International Boat Show just a week earlier. Brett Menier was joined by his lovely lady, Alicia Larkin, to accept this presentation for Performance Boat Center. A lot of the boats they sold were on the run, including these Wright Performance Cats, a 420 and this 360. They also represent MTI and Cigarette Racing Team. Eric Glazer from Midnight Express had a great showing with this 43 Open that he brought, as well as David Landsman's brand new 43 called Team Game Changer. It's powered by 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. Team Seakeeper played a big role in supporting us on this run. That's Nick on the left and Brian on the right. They operated this 33-foot Boston Whaler. They ran the boat on Thursday and Friday as part of our safety management team. Thanks, guys. Terry and Chrissy Sobo accepted on behalf of Nortec High Performance Boats. They brought that brand new 390 Sport, which is powered by triple Mercury Racing 450Rs. It is by far the most popular model in the Nortec fleet, as they deliver almost 300 units by the end of calendar year 2020. And it was a family affair for Team MTI. Randy Sissom and his daughter Taylor Sissom, who represented the brand. They had a good showing here with several boats. 11 MTIs represented on the Miami Boat Show Poker Run, but it also gave me a chance to present that Key West Poker Run Manufacturers Cup. They had 24 entries back in Key West in 2019. Cigarette was also one of our factory sponsors. Thanks to Eric Christensen for joining us on the run. He brought that brand new 41 Cigarette Nighthawk, came straight from the Miami Boat Show, where they had an amazing lineup of all new Cigarette models. Cigarette owners made a very strong showing on this event, with a total of 10 Cigarette owners on the run. And it was another family affair for Team Adrenaline Powerboats, as Mike and Robin Layton were joined by their daughter for the poker run, this 47-foot ZRX. Jackie and I got a chance to ride in the boat on the Thursday run coming down, and this exciting experience gave me the opportunity to present them with the Most Outrageous Boat Award. I can honestly say I've never ridden in anything quite like this Adrenaline 47. And continuing with our President's Choice Awards, a new one was the best newcomer to the event, which I gladly presented to Rudy DiPietro and his team from Renaissance Prowler, bringing this 42-foot catamaran with quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. First time I've ever seen the boat. It totally caught me by surprise. What an amazing boat. A huge platform, giant beam, great running boat. But the real highlight was Rudy and his team. They were just so highly energized all the time, and they really showed just how much fun they were having on the event and meeting some new boating friends. And the next team award was for Frank and Grazia Bolte for Best Dressed Team. They came all the way from France to join us in Team Shark Rider, and it's always nice to see the guys in their cool shirts, and the ladies, well, you get to wear your cocktail dresses. And we'd prefer it that way. And it was all smiles for Stephen Barker from New York and Team X Factor. He won the Best V-Bottom Award for his Cigarette 42X. It's powered by Mercury Racing 1100s. I think this is one of the sweetest Cigarette 42Xs we have in our club. Kim Collins and his team could have won the best dressed also. They had shirts for the morning while on the boat, and they had shirts for the party at night. But instead, we gave them the farthest traveled award because they came all the way from the UK to join us in Team Mia, this 35-foot statement. It was down to the last two for best paint and graphics between Sal and Tom, and it always goes to the new guy. We agree. Tommy Archer gets best paint and graphics for his Baja 38 Special. He had so much fun on the run, he went home, sold this boat, and bought a 40-foot skater with Mercury Racing 1075s. And this was a tough one to decide, but David Landsman ended up winning Best Center Console for Team Game Changer. It's a Midnight Express 43 Open powered by 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs, and it's the second one he's owned in the same year. And it was one more time for father-daughter routine, Randy and Taylor Sism, but this time it was for the Best Catamaran Award for their brand new MTI 390X. They put on a great show in the Haulover Inlet just a day earlier. This new 39 Cat has become wildly popular with the MTI fans. And that very coveted award, Sexiest Crew, no surprise, went to David Carey from Maryland with Team Heart Eights and all his lovely ladies on the boat as they enjoyed the event on this 37-foot Midnight Express. But look for his new boat on the next poker run. He ordered a brand new 37 with Mercury Racing 450Rs. I'm just wondering which girls made the cut to be invited on the next poker run with FPC. And it's time for those top 3 prizes for the poker hands. Third place went to Tom Archer from New Jersey with his 38 Baja Team Archer Exteriors, his very first event with Florida Powerboat Club. Not a bad take-home for his first time, a President's Choice Award, and third place in the run. Jim Lee had 2 boats registered for the run. He took home second place, along with his friends Don Doty and Bubba Crisco, and all the gang who joined in for the prize presentation. This 28 skater takes a licking, but it keeps on ticking. He's had this boat for well over a decade. And the grand prize went to longtime member Scott and Stacy Rosenbach. We're not sure if it was the 48 MTI or the 57 MTI that actually won the hand, but I do credit Alicia Larkin for pulling his poker cards, so we can call her Lady Luck for this one. Congratulations to the Rosenbachs. They've been in the club for a long time. Great supporters, and nice to have them win the 25th edition of the Miami Boat Show Poker Run, and some fun prizes to take home. So this wraps up our final and 6th episode with feature coverage of the 25th annual Miami Boat Show Poker Run. Thank you to all of the participants and to the sponsors for joining us to celebrate this very momentous occasion, an event that started 25 years ago as the Manufacturers Rally, showcasing all of the new performance boats coming right out of the Miami International Boat Show in Miami Beach. Well, the boat show location has certainly changed to modern day now at Virginia Key, and what an amazing transition our industry has gone through in those 25 years to see those incredible high-performance boats that we enjoy so much as we pursue our passion to enjoy the powerboating lifestyle. And we're going to keep bringing that passion to you right here on Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel with our next series of episodes that will feature the 2020 edition of the Emerald Coast Powerboat Poker Run from Destin Fort Walton Beach that took place in August, and that'll be followed up by the Tampa Bay Poker Run, which took place in September, as we slowly but surely get back to a normal pace with our Florida Powerboat Club events, while still faced with the challenges of COVID-19, and we continue to deal with those challenges as we change up our poker run event formats in whatever way necessary to adapt to these circumstances we face. So thank you to all of our viewers for staying with us here on the Florida Powerboat Club channel. If you like what you see, well, keep on watching, and the best way to do that is subscribe to our channel and make sure you click that notification bell so you get updates every time a new episode is released. You can follow the Florida Powerboat Club and find out about our events at the club website, flpowerboat.com. Follow us on Facebook as well as Twitter and these Instagram pages. I always appreciate the nice comments that you guys share with me on our YouTube channel, but if you need to reach me directly for any questions about the club, you can always email me at stu@flpowerboat.com. So it won't be long before we see you guys again. Meanwhile, if you're out there boating, be sure to wear those life jackets when the time is right. Be safe out there and be respectful to your fellow boater. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy from the Pompano Beach Studios. Bye for now, guys.